This is Neil, our 9th orphaned pangolin baby. Neil was born in captivity on the bushmeat table, and I was called. I dashed down there and rescued him. I was the one that removed his umbilical cord. He's about 4 months old now. How many people in the world have had their ear nuzzled by a pangolin? I feel lucky and I feel special. From when I was a very young child, I have always been interested in animals. So it wasn't very surprising that I became a veterinarian. Also, I'm a wildlife conservationist. I rescue wildlife, rehabilitate, and release back to nature. We have this very, very horrific attitude to the animals around us. Every animal is bushmeat. The first time I visited the bushmeat market, nothing prepared me for what I saw. Table full of animals, species that I didn't know we had in Nigeria. To see them dead on the table, it was a horrible experience, and I would always remember it till today. It breaks me every time seeing them like this and the horrible way they died. In going to the bushmeat market, I realized that you see some live animals that can be rescued. In one of my visits, I came across a strange creature. Whoa, pangolins. You mean we have pangolins here in Nigeria? I didn't know. Once you see a pangolin, you are caught up in pangolins. So how do you look into these eyes and turn your back on him? A lot of people do not know it is the most widely traded mammal. Because of the interest in the pangolin for their scales, you have hunters that go into the bush exclusively for pangolins, to look for pangolins. They are traded openly despite their CITES 1 protection level. The law enforcement do not even know about it, and this thing continues unabated. Convincing the bushmeat sellers to let go is not a very easy thing, because once they have this animal, all they think of is money. Sadly, once in a while, it comes to that, especially when I see an animal and I say, look, I am going with this animal, I do whatever it takes. Okay, so adult female, 1.784, 1 inch gash on the right side of the head. One thing I found about the pangolin is a paucity of information. I have come to learn that they don't do very well in captivity. When you get them, you rehabilitate, rehydrate, but you want to release as soon as possible. Lufasi is a protected park, and they have graciously granted me space. So what I did was to fence a portion of nature with the trees, anthills, good feeding sites for pangolins. After rescue and rehabilitation in the hospital, we bring to the rehab center and then we release them there. And it's actually the first of its kind in West Africa. Lots of these pangolins, the females, they give birth in captivity. And at this point, they are usually very stressed, very weak. They usually don't make it. But these babies that are born, they are practically useless to the bushmeat sellers. So I have come to an arrangement with them. Whenever they have a newborn, they call me. Their reproduction rate is very slow. You get one pangolin pup being born every 18 months. The rate of removal is way higher than the rate of replacement. We have a very short window to fight this decline of pangolins. Now, Sharon, I want to ask you something. What is the pangolin covered with?
Pangolins are covered with scales.
Yes.
And the scales are like the fingernails in our hands.
Some people believe that when they eat the scales, it will heal them and get them well. Do you think it makes sense?
No.
The most exciting thing for me in my rescue work is the point of release. It is almost spiritual for me. You have assisted nature. You have taken something that was supposed to die due to the destructive activities of man, and you have successfully released back into nature. I might not be able to save all the animals in the world, but for this animal that I have saved and released back to the wild, it's the world to the animal.